What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett from Rants. As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Alright, so Umbrella Academy's Aidan Gallagher among top fan picks to play Percy Jackson. This, to me, is kind of strange. Aidan Gallagher is an amazing actor. I love him as number 5 in the Umbrella Academy. I just love that show overall. I would say Season 2 was probably one of the best seasons of 2020. But that being said, I don't believe it was as good as the first season of it. The season that got me hooked. I don't think Season 2, if it was reversed around, I don't believe Season 2 would have hooked me the same way that Season 1 did. But that being said, it's not because of Aidan Gallagher or number 5 or any of that. It's just because a lot of the characters, whether it be Luther or Diego or Klaus, or all of those characters, to me, they had decent but not great story arcs, and that is what ruined a lot of it for me. Like, I felt like their characters could have been used in a better fashion. There was a lot of episodes where I felt like they was just missing the mark, maybe just a little bit, maybe not all the way through, but just a little bit in between the episodes. But Aidan Gallagher as number 5 was just consistently good. He's been consistently good. I love his dry humor. I think I think for almost any role, Aidan Gallagher would be a great fit. Like, I mean, there's few roles out there that I would say that Aidan Gallagher would not be a good fit for. Unfortunately, one of those roles is Percy Jackson for me. I feel like Aidan Gallagher is just a little bit too. I guess it all depends upon what they're going for in this series. If they're going to be true to the books, this character needs to be between the ages of 12 and 14 in real life. And that's just, unfortunately, the way it needs to be. I get it, there's not a lot of 12 and 14 actors that are well known and could play this part perfectly. And they're trying to go for older characters to a certain extent just because of the more mature and, capable aspects of that, just the age difference. But Aidan Gallagher's dry humor, I don't think would work on this. I don't think his age would work for this show. He's a great actor, but he doesn't have the look of a Percy Jackson. I just feel like Percy Jackson, the actor that played him before in the movies, I thought the only problem I had with him was that he was just too old. It wasn't that he looked different, which there was a lot of people in that movie that did not look the same way that they looked in the books. But I feel like they got Percy Jackson right except for his age. If he'd have been, I don't know, 8 years younger or 10 years younger, then he would have probably been perfect for that role. And I think that's kind of actually hurt the movies in general, because I feel like, fans didn't really know what to do with that. Like, you've got this setting that is for like a 12-year-old, but yet you're putting like 17 and 18-year-old characters in this, and then having them do similar or the same things. And to me, that just didn't work. But I want to say Aidan Gallagher would be good for this, but unfortunately, I just don't personally see it. Let's go down and see exactly who they are picking. Now there's some, I might be a little bit hypocritical on this because of what I just said, but Asher Angel probably would be a good fit for that role. Granted, if they're staying true to the age, and they're separating themselves from the movies in that regard, I would say no. He should be off the list because he's 18 years old. But he did really good in Shazam. He kind of plays a character that can be, he can be funny, but then he also can be really serious, and he's kind of like Aidan Gallagher in that one way, is he can do the brooding real well, but he can also do these little snarky comments that really grab people's attention and really push the movie forward and push that character that he's playing forward. Um, Jack Dylan Grazer is another one. Now he's a little bit younger than Asher Angel. I think he's about 16 or 17, if I'm not mistaken. He's not too much younger. Um, he also did really good in Shazam. I could see him being more of the sarcastic version of Percy Jackson. I could see him being more a likable character of Percy Jackson. I don't think he has the look necessarily, but I mean, you could bend a little bit on that. But again, if we're just sticking by the age factor, then no, he would be excluded in my eyes. Finn Wolfhard, no, no, he doesn't look like Percy Jackson. He doesn't act like Percy Jackson. To me, he's kind of a hit and miss actor. I enjoyed him in the It movies. I did not enjoy him completely in Stranger Things. There are some moments in Stranger Things where I feel like he is a terrible actor. But then there's also moments where I'm like, you know what, he's pretty decent in that way. I would exclude him from this list automatically simply because I don't trust him as being consistent enough. Harry Holland is just on this list simply because of who his brother is. I mean, that's just it, and because he's a recognizable face. I wouldn't. He doesn't. There's nothing about Harry Holland that reminds me of Percy Jackson. If they picked him, I don't know if he would be such a bad pick that I don't even know if I would want to watch the series at that point. I don't know anything about this Asa Butterfield, but he looks a little bit too old for that part as well. Again, we're trying to stay in the 12 to 14 range. Noah Jupe, I think he was in A Quiet Place, if I'm not mistaken. He would be about, I don't know, if I had to guess, I'd say probably about 14. I could maybe see him. In that role. Jacob Tremblay, I think he's a little bit too older for that part. But as far as Noah Jupe goes, I would say he he's a pretty good actor. I would put him closer to the top of my list. I would put him actually above Aidan Gallagher again, simply because of the age factor. If we're going consistency when it comes to the book. Jorge Benito, I would actually, to be honest with you, if I had to choose, it would be between these two out of, again, the age-wise, Jorge Benito and Noah Jupe. I feel like those two would be, they're good enough actors where that they could take on that role. I actually feel like Jorge Benito actually looks more of the part. So and he's more of the age, like he almost like hits the age completely. Because I would say he's probably about 12, 11 or 12, somewhere around in that range. But yeah, I feel like it would be between those two for me. I would exclude Aidan Gallagher, Asher Angel, Jack Dylan Grazer, well, basically all of them, or at least those three for that, and then Finn Wolfhard and Harry Holland, just simply because I just don't want them as this character. Like, I just don't want anything about them. Now, Jacob Tremblay, I don't know much about him. So I can't really respond too much on him, and I don't know much about this Asa Butterfield, but Asa Butterfield looks like he's just way too old for this part. So if I had to choose between those, I would actually go with Jorge Benito because Jorge Benito, like I said, he fits the age, he looks the part, and he's actually a pretty good actor. So I mean, I could see him as a leading man or a leading boy like figure that can maybe draw in fans for Percy Jackson. But if I'm leaving out the age part completely and totally, uh, this is between two characters for me, and that's Asher Angel and Jack Dylan Grazer. Like I feel like those two are at the top of my list. If I'm leaving out the age part, simply because Asher Angel he looks like what Percy Jackson's supposed to look like. He's similar to the guy that the same similar build and look as the guy that played Percy Jackson in the movies. Um, but the only reason why I would consider him and Jack Dylan Grazer and as like neck and neck almost in this is because Jack Dylan Grazer is probably an overall better actor. And he's funny. I like his personality a little bit more than I like Asher Angel. But as far as look wise, I would personally go with Asher Angel in this role. Um, hopefully, hopefully they'll make the right choice, and hopefully it will be age appropriate choice. They won't be getting some 21-year-old to play, the part of Percy Jackson. But we'll just have to see on that. I don't personally uh, hold hold to the point of believing that Disney Plus will uh, pick the age, the right age for the actor, or the actor of the right age. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to pick somebody that's going to be older, but is maybe could look similar or close in that age range. Which, in that regard, I wouldn't really hate on it too much. It's just there's just some of them that I just don't want at all. Um, I would say Aidan Gallagher. Love him as an actor. Don't think he's the right fit for this role. Would love to see him in almost anything else. Now, if he was picked for this role, I wouldn't be like, I'm not going to watch this movie. I wouldn't be that way with him. I would give it a chance. But overall, I just kind of feel like he's just a little too old. He doesn't have the look about it. And I don't know if his dry humor would fit so well with this role. Um, Something about Percy Jackson that, he exudes confidence to a certain extent. Yes, I get in the books he kind of is a person that had to kind of grow into himself a little bit, but there was always that confidence within him. I feel like Aidan Gallagher would be good in that part because he does exude confidence, but I just don't like the look of that character for that role. He just doesn't, to me, look like a Percy Jackson. And he doesn't really act like a Percy Jackson in my eyes, at least not from the Umbrella Academy. But hey, I wouldn't hate on him if they got him, and it would not surprise me if Aidan Gallagher actually was successful at that role, because I think Aidan Gallagher would probably be successful at any role that he went after. That's how much confidence I have in him. Look, I've never seen such a great a child actor that completely and totally steals the show from the adult actors that are actually really good. You get the guy that plays Klaus. I forget his name now, off the top of my head, but I mean that dude is a great actor. He is a great actor, and he's fun to watch on screen, but yet he's not as consistent as what Aidan Gallagher is. Aidan Gallagher just he just exudes confidence. Man, he makes you either love him or hate him, but you love his character no matter which way you go. You either love to hate him or just love the character in general. Uh, but it's just, that's all because of Aidan Gallagher's acting is the reason why. I don't think anybody could have done that part as well as what he did. But overall, guys, let me know who y'all would pick for the next Percy Jackson for the Disney Plus series. Would it be Aidan Gallagher? Would y'all give him a shot? Does the age part matter to y'all as much as what it does to me? I'd like to have something that actually fit, kind of like what the books did. I felt like that was the one thing that was so off about the Percy Jackson movies. But let me know if that's a big thing for y'all, and let me know who out of those would you pick, or would you pick somebody that is not from the list that was given? Because I'm not caught up with 12-year-old actors too much, so I don't know if I don't know too many names out there. I recognize a few of these characters or a few of these actors, but that's about it. I know them from like other shows that I watch or other movies that I've seen. But overall, guys, let me know what y'all think. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. And y'all take care.